Abadi is leading a country that's in the middle of a very grim war, and he came to Washington seeking support. Specifically, at the top of his list was getting more military supplies, military equipment. But at the same time, the world energy price reductions, a collapse really in world energy prices, has hit the Iraq budget very hard. And so Abadi came also without the means to buy a lot of the military equipment, the military supplies he needs, and he was looking for some kind of finance mechanism from the United States government. He got an offer from the administration right away of about $200 million in humanitarian assistance, and Iraq has tens of thousands of refugees, both from Syria, but then also a lot of internally displaced Iraqi refugees, and the $200 million will certainly help, but so far the administration has not announced any large new packages of military aid. It's very notable that Abadi went up to Capitol Hill, and I'm sure he made the case there as well about Iraq's need for financing as they are in the forefront of the fight against the Islamic State. Well, Abadi does not want to be in the middle of the United States-Iran dispute. I think the Iraqis understand they need good relations on the one hand with Iran, but on the other hand, they also need good relations with the United States. And the Iraqis are smart enough to know that their best outcome is to play the one off against the other and benefit from both. And so Abadi, to his American audiences, was stressing that Iraq needs to be sovereign and treated as sovereign by the government of Iran. There is some discussion among some people in the Washington policy circuit that the Iranians have captured Iraq, or that the Iranians have come to have dominant influence in Baghdad. And Abadi was clearly here to send the message, no, we are the ultimate arbiter of our fates in Iraq, and we have told the Iranians to back off a little bit. With respect to Iraq and Saudi Arabia, I saw that there have been some media speculation, a little tiff between Abadi and the Saudis, but today at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, where he addressed the public, Abadi was at pains to minimize any dispute with Saudi Arabia about Yemen. Abadi instead highlighted that Saudi Arabia would name an ambassador and would reopen an embassy in Baghdad, and Abadi said that would be extremely positive, and in fact it would be. It would also, I think, be something the Americans would view as an achievement for the Iraqi government. It was something the Americans have long urged on the Saudis, that they should re-engage with the Baghdad government. The good news out of Iraq is that the Islamic State is very much on the defensive, that it has had to retreat out of Diyala province, northeast of Baghdad, that it has had to retreat out of Erbil province, north of Baghdad, and move back towards the city of Mosul, that it lost the city of Tikrit, and that in a sense it really is now on its back heel, that it's on the defensive. But all is not well. Some of the Shia militia then did go into Tikrit. There are at least some reports from groups like Human Rights Watch of these Shia militia committing human rights violations, of either summarily executing people they suspected of either being Islamic State militants or sympathizers, of Sunni homes being destroyed, burned, and of people being arrested and detained. And so when we think about political reconciliation between Shia and Sunnis in Iraq, the role of these Shia militia is really important. It can be very negative, and the jury still has to be out on whether or not Abadi, who genuinely seems to want reconciliation with the Sunnis, whether Abadi is going to be able to deliver a mellower Shia militia response.